Welcome back to episode 2 of our Boston College Football Report. We're here with redshirt sophomore offensive lineman Drew Kendall. Thanks so much for spending a minute with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Take us through camp right now as an offensive line. What's the big things that you guys are kind of looking at from a big picture view as we're kind of approaching the season once again?
Yeah, biggest thing right now is about being physical and attacking. That's the big thing with our whole offense right now. The word attack. Attack the line of scrimmage, attack the defense. Don't let them get comfortable. So right now, that's our big mentality. Kind of just becoming a more cohesive group too. Last spring, we weren't full 5 yet. We weren't at our full strength. Now that we're in camp, we're there. And so making sure we're getting that extra film, staying after practice, staying together, making sure we're all on the same page about things has been really important.
The big kind of buzzwords of there's more depth on the line, there's more experience on the line, and those are words we throw out, but they mean something on the field.
Right.
What changes this time of year when you guys have that experience? What does it allow you to do differently during training camp?
I mean, it just creates a lot of competition, and competition, like the best of the best rise to the top. Everyone's game's at their best when everyone's competing and everyone wants that spot. And so in order to get that spot, you have to rise above the rest. So that's been big. There's been about, we'll say there's like 8 guys mixing in with the ones right now, and everyone wants to fight for those spots. So whoever's going to get those spots are going to earn those spots.
Obviously, most Boston College fans know you dealt with a lot last year in terms of injuries and playing through stuff. As you kind of come to this year, get healthy again, what are the things that you take away from those learning experiences that can help you this season?
Yeah, that was a hard experience for me, but I'm really glad I was able to fight through it, and I think it told me a lot about myself. I pushed myself a lot harder than I initially thought I could, so that gives me a lot of confidence going into this year to be able to fight through ups and downs.
You mentioned kind of that unit of 5, that idea of it, and obviously there's depth and pieces rolling in, but can you take the fans who have maybe never been in an offensive line room, what having that group of 5 means and what it allows you to do in game that can be so helpful?
It's like having 5 think as one is kind of what like a lot of offensive lines say, which is really important because you don't have to go up to the line of scrimmage. When you go up to the line of scrimmage and you see this defense that you prepared for all week, like everyone knows what we're supposed to do. So there's no confusion. But when there's new people in, you might not have been able to talk about them with this look, and so on. You know what I mean? So I think that's really important, like being able to have like 5 people that just stay in, and we all are on the same page.
Kind of in a similar way, one of the things that you got last year was some time with Emmett in game.
Yes.
So sort of same question, not just the relationship with the rest of your line, but your relationship with the guy that you're snapping it to.
Yeah.
How does having those couple of games at the end of last season help you this time of year and building some of that connection, which can be so important with your quarterback?
Really important. I'm really glad. I love Emmett. Emmett's one of my great friends. So, but yeah, that was really important. He's really smart. We see things very, very similarly, and we watch a lot of film together. So, just like the 5 offensive line, you need your quarterback and your running back on the same page. So we make sure we bring Emmett and Pat and all the other running backs and Thomas too, Tommy. We all try and watch film together so we can all understand what we all see at once. That just kind of makes the operation go smoother. But yeah, all last spring too, I got to work with Emmett. So we've bought those 4 game reps, which are kind of like, it's when the bullets are flying. That's when things get really hard. But in the spring too, like the defense is going to give us everything they got. They're going to give us some exotic blitzes. So that's been really important to get those looks with Emmett and make sure we're on the same page there.
Whether it's the guys on the defensive line who you're going against every day to the guys lining up behind you. We're not in camp every day, so who are some of the people that have impressed you and kind of jumped off the page to you as you kind of look at the team you guys have this year?
Lewis Bond made a lot of big plays yesterday. I've been really impressed with the D-line, especially those nose guards inside. They've gotten a lot bigger and stronger. Quan Williams, Cam Horsley, Owen Stoudemire, Nigel Tate, they're all looking really good. They're all going to really help us this year. And then our defensive ends are coming off the ball. Neto, Don, all of them. So I've been really impressed with them.
One of the things that a couple of folks have said about you is, you're kind of emerging as a leader after, a great year last year. And how important is that to have that sort of leadership idea, not just the seniors, not just the grad guys, but all the way through and bringing everybody along as a whole team?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I'm really big on echoing and making sure the standard is being met, whether that standard is set by me or set by someone else. But if something isn't going to the standard, I'm making sure that it is. So I think that's been really important, especially as the center, because like I do a lot with setting the table, making sure everything's running smoothly. So I think if I can have a leadership voice from that position specifically, it'll really help the team.
What's maybe one thing that fans don't realize about training camp that you guys, knowing that you've been here, you're in it, kind of, hey, this is the thing that we rely on going later in the season, which makes this time of year so important, whether that's on field or off the field?
I would say it kind of goes to both on and off the field, is that it's really hard. Like every day is long days and your body gets sore, and the only thing that really gets you through it is, being with the guys on the team and having them push you. And, it really makes everyone perform at their best, and it helps to give them that extra push when you need it. And that will happen in the fourth quarter if someone's tired or someone's hurt. It'll be like, hey, we need you, and then everyone's got your back. So that's the big thing.
Well, we can't wait to watch it September 2nd and the rest of the year. Thanks so much for being here
for
our BC Football Report.
Thank you.
Welcome back to another Boston College Football Report. Eric Gallanty with you. We're talking offense today here on episode 2, and we're here with Pat Garwo, running back for BC. Thanks for a minute of your time.
No problem. I'm happy to be here.
Training camp, it's such a time of year that the fans don't really get to see, but it's just so important to everything that's going to go on the weeks that they do get to see you guys in Alumni Stadium. What's your big picture view on how things are here as we're kind of at the midway point of camp?
Yeah, things are going well. The biggest point of emphasis this year, I feel like that's different, is the accountability on all standpoint of holding everyone accountable from top to bottom. Obviously, we saw like a low year last year, so there shouldn't be any excuses in any rooms, and just holding everyone to a high standard. And then the coaches, it's their job, and then it goes to the leaders, and then everyone in the room has their standard that they want to hold to. So it's just pushing each other and motivating each other when someone has a bad day, because that happens in camp, and just finding a way to rebound. And I think we've been doing a great job.
The chemistry piece is so important, and I imagine for you as a running back, you have an offensive line this year that's got a lot of experience, a lot of guys that you kind of were building through last year, but now that that's established, what does it allow you to do in this camp that can help you guys be successful this year?
Well, the biggest thing is the relationship part. I'm big on relationships, so just hanging out with those guys and getting a feel of how they're feeling, checking up on them, watching tape with them, and just taking it to the next level in the run game, protection game. Is something I'm trying to grow my game in continuously more and more. So it helps in regards of just everyone knowing what they're doing, and then taking the next step and seeing when we need to adjust, how they're going to adjust, how we're going to adjust, so we can have that fruition when it comes to game time.
As a veteran, what's the balance between the stuff that you need to get done on an individual basis this time of year and also bringing the young guys around and folding them into the culture, the new transfers in, to fold them into everything that you and everyone here wants Boston College football to be?
Yeah, I don't think that's a hard part once you get to know your teammates. So I think once you get to know them and understand what gets them going, understand just what's going on in their life, it's easy to motivate them and get them going. And we've had a good group of transfers, especially in the running back room, Kai Robichaud. So he comes to me with a lot of times with questions and learning new stuff, and we've had very good pull on finding different ways that we can both get each other better, and then every room has built that relationship with the new guys and young guys and trying to motivate them to get them going on the same line that we're all going.
You're in it every day. We're not. So who are some of the guys that have impressed you in camp so far?
Receiver room, we got a lot of great receivers. Lewis Bond, Ryan O'Keefe, Jaden Williams, like Taji, Ish, Xavier Coleman, Jaden. Like the receiver room is very deep. O-line wise, I'm closest with that group. All of them should watch out for. They definitely are setting the standard high, making it a lot easier to run behind them. And they hold me accountable, and I hold them accountable. Tight end wise, we have a great group with George, Jeremiah, Hines, Chuck. Chuck is taking a lot of big strides. And then running back wise, we're all really deep. Me, Kai Robichaud, Broom, Cam Barfield, and then Tommy in the quarterback room has added a great element of competition and diversifying our offense. And Emmett, of course, is leading the way, and we're just all pushing each other, and there's no complacency at all. Like every day, it's just a new standard that we're trying to. Coach Chud is doing a great job. I have a great relationship with him, and a lot of talks with him and trying to uphold the standard, and we have to reach it.
Can you take us through, you guys at the end of practice every day are doing situational stuff and really specific stuff. How much do you hold on to the work that you're doing now when you get into a game in November, an important spot, whether down 3, up 3, trying to put a game away? How much do you rely on that situational work that you do at this point of the season? A
lot. It becomes second nature to you, the amount of times we do it, especially being here for a while. Like, Coach Hapley does a great job going in detail with that stuff. So the more you pay attention, the more stuff we do in practice, it really becomes second nature to you. And even when we're watching games, you can't watch games the same. Like, you're always calling out different situations, always looking for different things. So it's a lot different. It's something that Coach Hapley put in our mind to look for no matter what in football. So.
For you, I know there's these big team goals and everything you want to do, but how do you go about setting some of the individual stuff that you want to accomplish to help not just you have a successful year, but the team as well?
Yeah, so the biggest goal we've all talked about is the ACC championship. We got to all do our parts in our rooms to get there. And once everyone in each room does their part, it helps with the individual goals, like you're saying. Like, we have the capability of having a lot of high receiving yards from the receivers. We have a capability of running the ball very well. And just like I said, the relationship part, everyone has their goals and everyone knows each other's goals in this program. So once you get that relationship, you know what other people are striving for, and you can do the extra thing to get them to that goal, and that ultimately gets us to win. So that's my biggest point right now on setting my goals and then matching it with the team goals.
Can't wait to watch it. Thanks so much for being here.
I appreciate you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.